Okay guys, so welcome back again. So in this video, let's set up our Express application with the error handler. So firstly, let's create a new directory here. So let me call this directory auth tutorial. So make the auth tutorial. And now let's cd into that directory. So cd auth tutorial, and you can name this directory whatever you want. And now let me initialize a new project here by doing npm init -y to keep the default options, because we can change them later on whenever we want. And now let me open my text editor, that is VS Code, and I'll provide a link in the description below where you can go and download that text editor that is called VS Code, and it's a super simple text editor with a lot of extensions. And since I'm using VS Code, therefore I can do code dot to open the VS Code in the current directory. So now this is my text editor, and here we see, since we initialize our package, therefore we have this package.json file created inside here. And now what we will be doing, we will be installing a couple of packages. So firstly, let me install Express, because that is the basic web server we are going to use inside Node.js. So npm install --save Express, and then we are going to use another package called Morgan, which simply logs the request inside the console. So let me also provide that here also. So Morgan, and then I'm going to use another package called HTTP errors, which makes it very easy to create HTTP errors with the status codes. So let me install that also, and the package name is HTTP errors, like this. And finally, we're going to install another package called .env, so that we can keep our variables inside the environment file. And now let's press enter. So let them install. So here we see that all the dependencies were installed here, that is .env, Express, and HTTP errors, and Morgan. So now what I'll do, I'll create a new file here inside my folder here, that is the root folder, that is auth tutorial, and let me call this file app.js, because that will be the starting file of our application. So let me create a new file by calling touch app.js, like this. And now let me install one more plugin that is called NodeMon, which restarts our application whenever we save our .js files. So let me install that plugin also, or that module also. npm install --save NodeMon, like this. And now this package will also be installed inside this dependencies folder, so that we can restart our application as soon as the file is saved. And now let me go to this scripts thing here inside the package.json file, and let me create a new script here, that is the start script. And let me remove this test script from here, or let me overwrite it. So that is called, the script name is start, and here what we want to do, we simply want to do NodeMon app.js, like this. So basically what this start script will allow us to do is that we can simply start the script by calling npm start, and whenever we save our files, that is app.js or any other JS file, the application will restart with the changes inside that file. So now let me go to the app.js file here, and here firstly what I want to do, I want to import some things, that is I want to require some things, because we do not use import statements in Node.js, we use require. So const express equal to require express. Then we need the Morgan package, so const Morgan equal to require Morgan. And now we also need the HTTP errors package also, so let me import that also. So const create error, and this should be equal to require HTTP errors, not HTTP but HTTP errors, like this. And now we also want to require the .env package to import our environment variables. So for that, what I'll simply do, I'll simply call require .env, and we simply call this function, that is config, on this .env file, which will take in the .env file present inside our root directory. But currently there is no file present inside our root directory that is called .env. So let me create that file here. So let's simply create that file, that is touch.env, like this. And now we have this environment file here where we can keep our environment variables. So firstly, the first environment variable we want is the port of the application. So let's set the port to be equal to 3000. And now let's go back to our app.js file, and we'll be coming back to this environment file a couple of times in this series. So now the first thing we would like to do is to initialize an app. So let's do const app equal to express like this. And now what we want to do, we want to start the application. So for that, what I'll do, firstly, I'll get the port. So port equal to process.env.port. Or if the port is not present inside the environment variable file, though it is present here, but if it is not present, then we'll keep the default port, that is again 3000 like this. And now what I want to do, I want to simply say app.listen, and here we need to provide in the port. So the port is port, and then we have a callback here, and here we can simply make a log statement, that is server is running on port 3000. So console.log, or let me use backticks, server running on port 3000 like this. And now we can save our application. And now let me start the application. So npm start like this, and we see that the server is running on port 3000. So now let me create a new file here that is called rest.http like this. And why I'm using this file is because that I'm using a package here or an extension here inside VS Code that is called REST client. So let me show it to you first. So why is it not popping up? Because it should be REST space client. Yes, that is it. So this is the package which I am going to use because it makes it easy for us to do API requests from inside VS Code itself. We do not have to use any other package like Postman or something else. We can simply make requests from VS Code itself. And if you don't know that how to use REST client, it is super simple to use, and I also have a dedicated video about how to use REST client. So you can go and watch that video, and the links are in the description below. So now let me close this tab here, that is the extension of REST client. And now here, firstly, what I'll want to do, I want to simply make a GET request to my localhost port 3000. So what we'll do, we'll simply say GET HTTP localhost port 3000 like this. So now let me save this, and now let me click on send request. So it will make a request to our localhost. And now we see that we are getting an error back, that is 404 not found, and that is the default error handler which Express provides whenever the route is not handled. And since we have not yet handled any route, so that is why we are getting this HTTP 404 not found error. So now let me go to app.js again, and here let me handle this route. So app.get, and here the home route, and here we can say async, because here we are going to use async and await as much as possible. And then if async and await is not available, then we are going to use promises, and then if promises are not available, then we'll be falling back to the callback hell. So request comma response comma next like this. And again, if you don't know that how to create an Express application, then you can go and watch my video or a series about how to make a REST API using Node.js, Express and MongoDB. So now here we can simply say response.send, and here we can simply send hello from Express like this. Now let me save this app, and I think that I don't know how to spell async, so I forgot a Y here, so it's async like this. So now let me save this application again, and now let's go to our home route, that is let me make a GET request to this home route, and this time we'll be saying hello from Express, so that our application is running. So now let's go back to app.js, and now let's handle the errors in the correct way. So currently what we see that if we go to some route that doesn't exist, so let me go to some route. So HTTP localhost port 3000 and ABC_XYZ, and this route doesn't exist in our API. So what do we get back is a 404 HTTP error, which is the default error provided by Express. But here we want to send a JSON response back that the route is not found. So what do we do? Let's go to our app.js file, and here just before where we initialized our port, we'll do something that is app.use, and it's a catch-all route. And here what we'll say, async request comma response comma next And here what we'll do, we'll create a new error here, because that is a catch-all route, that if the route is not handled by our application above this route, then all the routes would be handled by this thing here, that is app.use. So here what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to create a new error here. So const error equal to new error, and here we'll provide not found like this. And now what we'll do, we'll simply say error.status equal to 404 like this, and here we'll simply say next error, and this error would be handled by the error handler. So let me define the error handler here. So here what I'll do, here I'll say app.use, and this takes in 4 arguments, and the first argument is the error. So error comma request comma response comma next like this. And then so here we want to set the status of the response, so we can set the status of the response like this, that is response dot status, and here we provide in the status code coming from the error. So error dot status like this, or if the status code is not present inside the error object, then we want to simply provide in the 500 error, that is the internal server error, and that is a generic error message or the generic error HTTP code. And now we want to send the body of the response. So what we can do, we can simply say response.send, and here we need to provide an object containing the error. So let me call it error, and this error should have a status of again error.status, or if the status is not present, then we will simply say 500, and then it contains the message also, that is message, and the message would be error.message like this. So now let me save this file here, and we see that our application crashed, and that is because it should be request comma response comma next and not res like it was before. So now let me save this application, and we see that the server is running again. So now let me go to our HTTP client here, and we see that this route is not handled by our application, so it should be handled by this thing here, that is app.use. So now let me make a send request here, and this time we see that we are getting the error object back as we have placed it inside the app.js file like this. And now why I use this package here, that is HTTP errors. As we saw here that we are using this package called create error. So as you see here that to provide an error message, you have to firstly create a new error, and then you have to set the status on that error, and then only we can call in next with the error here, because whenever you call next with the error parameter as the first parameter, then this function is always going to trigger. That is, wherever inside your application or whatever place from inside your application you call next with the error parameter as the first thing here, then this part of the code will execute, that is this part of the application code will execute. So now we see that we have to write 2 lines here, but instead, since we are using this package here, that is HTTP errors, so it should be very simple to do this thing here. So we can comment this thing out from here, and let's see the power of this create error package here. So what we can simply do, we can simply say next create error dot not found, simply like this, and the result would be same. So let me save this, and now let's go to our REST client here, and now let's again make a request here, and we see that we are getting the same error thing here. And now even if you want, you can change the message here. So let's go to app.js, and here what we can do, that this route does not exist. And why I am showing you this is because that we are going to heavily use this create error package, because we are going to make our application production ready. So to make any application production ready, the first thing you should keep in mind is to handle the errors appropriately, so that you can send an appropriate error message to the client in case something fails. So now let me save this application again, and now let's go again here. So now let me make a get request to this route here, and this time we are again getting that 404 not found, but here inside the error object we are getting the message as this route does not exist. So this is why we are using this package called HTTP errors, and it's a super simple package and it's too handy to use. So let me close this thing tab here, and now let me change it back to the default not found error like this. Now let me save this application, and we can also remove this thing from here. So now what I'll do, I'll create some routes here, that is for the authentication routes. So let me go to our folder structure here, and now let me create a new folder here that would be called routes. like this. And here inside this routes folder, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new file here. So new file, and this should be called auth.route.js, because all the authentication should be handled by this route. So auth.route.js, like this. And here what we want to do, firstly we want to require express. So const express equal to require express and then we want the router from this thing here. So we can simply say const router equal to express dot router, like this. And now at the very end, what we want to do, we want to export this router. So we can simply say module.exports equal to router, like this. And now here what I want to do, I want to make my route something like this, that is localhost port 3000 or whatever you are using, example.com. So example.com /auth/login for the login route. And then for the register route, we'll be using your base URL, that is example.com /auth/register. And for the refresh token route, we'll be using /auth/refresh token. And for the logout route, we'll be using /auth and then /logout. So now let me define the routes here. So router.post, because we'll be making a post request to this route here, and this route is for register, like this. And here we have our async function, that is request response next, like this. And let's simply send back here, that is register route, like this. And now let me copy this thing here and let me paste it here, and let me change this register to login route, and we'll handle these routes one by one. And this should be called the login route, and now this should be called refresh token route. So refresh token, like this. And let's see, it should be called refresh token route, like this. And now the last route would be the logout route, but this should be logout, like this. And for the logout route, the HTTP method would not be post, but it should be delete. So router.delete, like this. So now let me save this file here, and now let's go to our app.js file here. And firstly what we want to do, we want to import this auth route here. So let me import it here at the top. So const auth route equal to require, and here we want to go inside the routes folder, and then we want to import this auth route, or we want to require this auth route. So now after this call here, that is app.get, what we need to do, we need to use something. So app.use, and when we want to use it, whenever someone tries to go to /auth, then we want to use this route, that is auth route, like this. And now let's save this application, and now let's go to our REST client here, and let me remove this route from here because we don't need it. We have already seen how to handle a 404 error in case the route doesn't exist. So let me remove this, and here we want to go to auth/login, and let's call this login route. Now let me copy it and let me paste it here again, and this should be post, not get, and again this should be post, not get. And this time the second route would be register route, and this should be called register. And now let me again copy it, and we'll be making another route for the refresh token. So refresh token route, and this should be called refresh token. And the last route we want is this logout route, and this is a delete request, or the HTTP method is delete. So let me copy it again here and let me paste it here, and this is a logout route, and it's a delete HTTP method, delete, and the route name is logout, like this. So now let me save this, and let's try to make a request to all these routes. So that we can be sure that all the routes is working properly. So let's click here, login. We are getting login route here, and now let's make a register route call, and we are getting register, refresh token route, and logout route, we are getting logout route. Okay guys, so that's all about this video. So see you in the next one.